Going back to the show, do you think it's more than a coincidence that sentiments like "we've got to build this world together" should come just when rock is showing politicians where they've actually failed?
Oh, darling, what kind of shit question is that? You answer it.
Can you tell us what Queen is all about?
It's basically a rock and roll band with lots of harmonies, lots of everything.
We've come to the point in time we'd like to do a number that was released. Oh, they know it. Might as well get on with it.
Queen wasn't just a band, it was a universe of harmonies, audacity, and raw ambition. At its heart was Freddie Mercury, a force of nature whose 4-octave voice and operatic flair redefined rock.
Mama, just scared of that. I got against it. Mud on your face, big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place on yours.
From Bohemian Rhapsody's genre-defying sweep to We Are the Champions stadium roar, he didn't just perform, he commanded. But behind the sequin bravado was a perfectionist with a razor-sharp edge. Half measures are a sin, Mercury once declared, and he held everyone to that standard. While rock stars often play nice, Mercury's unfiltered candor cut deep, sparing no one, not punk rebels, not fellow icons. Freddie could eviscerate with a single sentence, personal assistant Peter Freestone recalled in 2019. If your art lacked fire, he'd burn you down. His feuds weren't petty, they were battles over music's soul, vision, control, authenticity. Today we're counting down the 5 artists Freddie Mercury reportedly couldn't stand, their clashes lighting up rock history. From studio meltdowns to legendary quips, these rivalries reveal the man behind the myth. Some will shock you, number 1 will reframe his legacy. Michael Jackson kicking off at number 1 is Michael Jackson, the king of pop, whose 1983 collaboration with Mercury promised greatness, but imploded in a haze of eccentricity and clashing egos. Their sessions for There Must Be More to Life Than This, State of Shock and Victory began with mutual awe, 2 boundary pushers redefining performance. But at Jackson's Encino studio, Mercury's patience frayed. He's lost it, Mercury reportedly fumed to manager Jim Beach, per a 1990 recounting. I'm waiting hours while he chats with his chimp and whispers to mannequins. Jackson's obsessive retakes, 50 vocal passes, tested even Mercury's perfectionism. Even I know when to stop, he told drummer Roger Taylor, who recalled Mercury's exhaustion. Worse, Mercury saw Jackson's sanitized image as soulless. He's not singing anymore. He's selling a brand, he allegedly told journalist David Wigg, unpublished. Jackson's Jehovah's Witness phase added tension, with Mercury livid after a sermonizing attempt. I've got more soul in my pinky than he'll ever preach, he reportedly snapped, per producer Reinhold Mack. None of their tracks saw light in Mercury's lifetime. State of Shock went to Mick Jagger, and There Must Be More surfaced on Made in Heaven Zan's Jackson. In 1987, Mercury summed it up: immense talent, pity about the rest. Their 1983 studio camaraderie, like jamming over Thriller demos, only made the fallout sting harder. This feud, genius versus gimmick, showed Mercury's demand for raw artistry. Rod Stewart at number 2 is Rod Stewart, whose scrapped Torch album with Mercury in 1982 became rock's great What If. Their Munich meeting sparked plans for a vocal duel blending Mercury's operatic power with Stewart's gravelly tales. But the project crumbled fast. Rod's too busy with football and floozies to show up. Mercury allegedly griped to friend Mary Austin. Stewart's casual approach, canceling sessions, arriving late, infuriated Mercury's disciplined core. One session saw Mercury storm out when Stewart rolled in 3 hours tardy, unprepared, per manager Jim Beach. Rod's rasp was magic when he sang of streets, Mercury reportedly told Beach, but now he's croaking about yachts. It's a caricature. Mercury loathed Stewart's 1980s pop pivot, calling hits like Do You Think I'm Sexy sellout drivel to his band. Their rivalry peaked during a Munich argument over the album's vibe. Mercury wanted bold, Stewart leaned safe. One peacock's enough, and my feathers outshine his, Mercury allegedly declared. Their 1970s bond, like sharing London pub nights, made Stewart's perceived apathy cut deeper. This feud, discipline versus decadence, revealed Mercury's scorn for wasted potential in a voice he once admired. David Bowie taking the third spot is David Bowie, whose 1981 Under Pressure duet with Mercury birthed a classic but nearly broke. Them. Two lions in a cage. Journalist David Ambrose called their Montreux sessions, neither yielding an inch. Mercury, meticulous and structured, clashed with Bowie's impulsive reinventions. David scraps hours of work for whims, Mercury reportedly raged to assistant Peter Freestone. It's not art, it's chaos. Bowie's habit of rethinking ideas mid-session drove Mercury to near walkout, with bassist John Deacon recalling, Freddie wanted to toss him out. A post-session dinner didn't help. Bowie's mystic musings on Tibet and veganism prompted Mercury to snap, I'll choke him with his scarf if he preaches again. Per Freestone, Mercury also scorned Bowie's Berlin-era shift from glam's dazzle. He's ditched what made him electric for pretentious gloom, he allegedly told Rolling Stone, unpublished. Their 1970s respect, forged at London gigs, made the rift sharper. Mercury craved the Ziggy spark Bowie seemed to shun. Though Under Pressure triumphed, their studio wars, from arguing over bass lines to vocal mixes, exposed Mercury's need for control. This feud, precision versus spontaneity, defined his unrelenting vision. Elton John at number 4 is Elton John, a flamboyant peer whose friendship with Mercury hit a fierce rivalry. Both piano-driven showmen ruled the 1970s, but by the 1980s, their paths diverged, sparking tension. Mercury, per producer Reinhold Mack, mocked Elton's radio-safe hits like Little Genie. He's churning out lullabies for housewives, Mercury reportedly said, rolling his eyes. Where's the fire of Benny and the Jets? Elton's substance struggles dulled his edge, and Mercury, despite his own wild nights, had no patience for squandered talent. Elton's coasting on fumes, he allegedly told Mack. Their low point came post-Live Aid 1985, when media pitted their iconic sets against each other. Mercury's quip, Elton played it safe, I took risks, stung per insiders. Elton hit back, slamming Queen's Sun City shows amid the apartheid boycott, calling Mercury reckless. Per a 1986 interview, Mercury fired back, labeling Elton a sanctimonious prig per Freestone. Their 1970s camaraderie, like trading costume tips, made the barbs hurt more. Yet their bond endured, with Mercury joking, we're sisters who bickered. This feud, Edge vs. Ease, showed Mercury's demand for relentless daring. Sid Vicious topping the list at number 5 is Sid Vicious, whose 1977 Wessex Studios clash with Mercury became rock folklore. As Queen crafted News of the World, the Sex Pistols' Nevermind the Bollocks roared nearby, Punk's Raw Rebellion mocking Queen's grandeur. Vicious, sneering, barged into Queen's session, taunting, still peddling opera to the plebs, Fred? Mercury, unfazed, shot back. Doing our best, Mr. Vicious. Try hitting a note sometime, per guitarist Brian May. The exchange wasn't just banter, it crystallized Mercury's contempt for Punk's anti-craft ethos. Simplicity's lazy, he told Melody Maker in 1982, unnamed but clearly targeting Vicious. Why discard years of skill for 3 chords? Mastery's the real rebellion. Mercury saw Punk's chaos as a threat to rock's artistry, telling his band, anyone can scream, but who can deliver? Their 1977 studio proximity, with vicious antics bleeding through walls, only fueled Mercury's disdain. While Punk tore down excess, Mercury doubled down on sophistication. From Somebody to Love's Gospel Layers to We Will Rock You Stomp. This feud, craft versus chaos, defined Mercury's fight for rock's soul in a fractured era. Mercury's feuds, from Michael Jackson's Manufactured Sheen to Sid Vicious' Punk sneer, reveal a showman who lived for music's truth. His critiques, whether of safe hits, wasted talent, or anti-art rebellion, weren't just personal, they were a defense of rock's boundless potential. He didn't just sing, he demanded excellence from himself and his peers. Which feud surprised you most? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more rock history deep dives. Hit the bell to catch our weekly drops and join our monthly Behind the Music live streams for exclusive Q&As. Keep those records spinning and stay tuned for our next countdown of music's wildest rivalries. You won't want to miss it.